Good morning, YouTube family. Today, I am thinking about getting a little creative. Not just thinking about it, working on it. Trying to get warmed up and sitting by the fire, staying warm this morning. Now the high saint's out warming it up some so I can actually function. My table and deck that I built here right by my chainsaw sharpening station. This is kind of where I cook and prep food and do stuff. And then here's my chill area, my deck that I built over here for hanging out. Food prepping, eating, cooking area. This deck, I want it covered. So I started experimenting with a piece of wood up here to figure out how I'm gonna do this roof here. I stuck it up through these two pieces of wood I have up here, and I'm thinking that I was basically a while ago, I started building me a truss here to support the peak of the roof. Got on to other projects, but now that I'm about to add some weight on top, put some supports up and down to create this truss so it'll support the roof, I'm gonna have to work on this, the top of this fence here, kind of trim it so I can have my roof go all the way out to the garage also. So here's the garage also, another area where I do a little bit of work. I got some tools, I wash my dishes over here and make coffee, juice, and do other stuff here. I really want to do a makeover here. I have a couple sinks here. That's probably not gonna be in this video. I'm focusing on the roof for now. I've had this just temporarily hanging on a post, meaning to do this for a while now. I'm gonna have to frame up this whole area to support that. And then we got our little house here. I don't know if this is gonna stay here or not, but I'm going to, as you can see, that's a piece of wood where I have it going across to the truss to support the roof over the table. Brought this long piece here. This is about 18.5 foot. This piece I just cut down and dragged over here this morning. I'm gonna use that to come out from that piece all the way out to this post to start framing up the roof. I want to extend the garage out, support this part, and actually add to it. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I have the two sinks here. Once I get all this framed up and everything, I would definitely like to build me a little washing station and have a drying area for the dishes to dry. When I'm standing here washing dishes, just holding them, I drop my dishes all the time. I broke so many of my glass plates that I really like. I like my dang clear glass plates, and I'm telling you, when you put some Dawn and soap on them, they get real slippery. So I've cracked quite a few of them just standing here washing dishes. So I would really like to add a couple sinks and have me like a little washing station here with a shelf, maybe for my water jugs, and possibly even add some rain barrels in the future. Just thinking out loud. We had a real hard rain and I had water leaking all over my chair, dripping on the four-wheeler, dripping on my table, and you can see kind of where you can see through the tarp. It's not like torn, it's not really damaged or anything. It just has that spot there where just water seeps through. I had a spot dripping actually on the corner of the bed over here by the birdhouse. The rain that we got the past couple days was killer. That has really lit a fire under my butt to start working on this roof. And I have a new tarp, a brand new, thick, huge, like 30 by 30 tarp. I'm planning on sliding that over the existing tarp that I pretty much put up, I don't know, about a year ago. Before I do that, I wanted to go ahead and fix this roof and add this other tarp because I want it kind of layered. I want this roof, when I add it, I want it layered under the new tarp that I pull over the whole roof again. So it's the big tarp is laying kind of over the other tarp just to create a seam there. Tree that I dragged over here this morning, I have to figure out how I'm gonna fit it in here, whether I gotta trim this fence and lay it up there, attach it to this one, and then I'm gonna have it going out, and I need a post to hold it up. So I gotta hunt down another post because that one's a little thin. I definitely want a more heavy duty type pole in the ground over here, something like that. So one thing we have is the fire here. So I want the smoke to still rise straight up. I mean, every once in a while if the wind's blowing, of course the smoke would go that way, but we have vents in the fence here. This kind of, I guess you would call it the peak because it's the very top of the roof. I just have it basically perfect with the porch, so the majority of the rain will just fall straight down and hopefully not hit the porch much. I mean, unless we have wind coming, but we have our wind blocker over here, so that's how it's gonna be, just right past the porch where the smoke will still rise. Mostly we'll have us a covered area right here. A lot of time I'll park the four-wheeler here and then I walk through, and it's just a little in the way, so I would like to have extended out a little bit. I pull it way up like this because the rain drips off that tarp onto the trailer and stuff. So I'm just gonna add some roof coming out. Might as well just frame it out, connect to a pole right here, so we'll have a little more room at least to detach the trailer, leave it over there, park the four-wheeler over here. It's hard to park it over there because it's on a hill, so I have to use my wheel chalk to stop it from like rolling down the hill. This is the hardest part right here, is actually fitting this stuff together. I'm gonna have to just kind of eyeball it, line it up, mark my lines where I need to notch this to fit this. Yeah, this is the toughest part right here, just the labor of lining this stuff up. Figure out exactly where you want your cut and everything. And try not to die doing it. Oh yeah, that looks good there. Move it up right there. Oh yeah, that looks good. Okay, so have this about right here. Thinking maybe I should turn it. Have that hump sticking up, if that's even possible. Something like that. That's about how high we're gonna want to be. Whoa! So this is gonna be kind of low like that. I want these. I want these kind of jointed here. Oh yeah, I think that looks really cool. So I'm like perfect. I'm gonna cut me a joint. Like that. A little bit higher. Freaking circus act. Alright. So we're gonna cut that there. Cut that there. We're gonna notch that. And then we're gonna notch this one. We're gonna have them kind of join together there. There we go. That's the hardest part right there. Alright, so now I know where to notch them. So this one's going to have a notch in, this is going to notch where we're going to fit them together for a real strong joint here. Yeah, that looked really cool. We should be good now. Woo! Talking about a workout, boy. Feel it in the chest. Alright, let's do this again. Oh yeah. Feels good. Feels good burning them muscles. Let's get us a screw ready. Oh yeah. It's fitting together like the moon and the sun. Welcome to the circus. Oh yeah, nice joint. That works. Oh, need a new bit. Mess that bit up. Alright, there we go. Now, we got it going this way, holding this post. Now, I need it coming from this way to support it, and we'll have a solid frame for the roof. Dang right. Dang right. Going all the way from the peak in there, all the way out to here, and we got us a frame. Looking pretty cool too. I think I'm gonna leave these sticking out for the time being. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them. I know I have a solar light right here that I had over here on the corner of a piece I had sticking out. So I think I'm gonna move it over here. That way, when there's any motion out here, it'll cut on. But that is a very sturdy frame on a very sturdy post. I think a lot of stuff down that I had in here, I'm gonna reframe all of this. So now this is just kind of hanging. So when we pull this piece out here to our frame here like this, now we just gotta add some framework under here to support all of this. And we're about to have us a roof. I just need quite a bit of rafters now, and I need them going all the way from inside there. I'm gonna have to trim this fence, the top of this fence down, and bring them all the way out to here. I think I might try to have them sticking out like that for a little bit of overhang, maybe for the kitchen, the cleaning dishes area, the wash area. But another thing also is I think I would like a wall here to block some wind from going in the hangout spot. So I think I do want a wall here, and then this over here will be kind of the door that I drive in and out of on the four-wheeler, and it'll be, you know, the exit and entrance. And I'm thinking I might have to put this somewhere else. I think I have a idea for it, but I definitely do not want that there in the way, because I can stack firewood there, I could park there kind of more out of the way. So that's definitely gonna go to a better spot. Rafter number 1. I went out in the woods and cut some 20-foot rafters, rafter poles. Let's see what it looks like. If I can find a level spot for my dang ladder. There we go. It's real nice. Oh, it's super long. That's good. I'm cutting them extra long so I can trim them. Yeah, I think we're gonna start laying these up here and figure out where we want them. But that looks great. That looks all right. They're super heavy duty too. Pretty dang heavy. So I'm gonna need at least about what? 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 more. We're about to have us a roof. Got some rafters. They're a little curvy, but I kind of like it. I kind of like this bow up here. I intentionally made it go up. That way the front door to the garage won't be like a waterfall when it rains. It's gonna guide it down to the corner over here. And pretty much got a little goalie here, whatever you want to call it. So the water is gonna wash off that way, wash off on that corner there. So the garage door opening, there should be like no rain coming down at all. And well, we got the whole, this part. Let me show you. Rafters on that. And pretty much have our table here covered. So we still gotta put in some pieces in our truss here. I think I'm gonna go ahead and go all the way across just for decoration. And I still gotta figure out how I'm gonna frame this part up, add some rafters in here, but there we go. We got these out here and they're heavy duty. They should freaking support some weight for sure. Let me pull this tarp over a little bit, see what it looks like. I'll throw a temporary screw in it. So I still got to figure out a little bit more support under here. I guess I could add a couple more going like this. I don't know. I got to figure that out. Be creative and figure out what I'm going to do with this, because if it snows, I don't want a bunch of weight just right there on that tarp with no support under it. I don't really need much support. Maybe just 1, maybe 2 or 3 rafters. It's just enough to support some weight. We are almost ready to go grab the other tarp and start adding it up here. And we're about to have us a covered table in there and a little bit extra cover over the garage, at least where I can have store some more firewood and stuff. I moved the little house there over here for the time being, just to get it out of the way. So check that out. It's gonna be a nice little covered porch here. Anyway, this is just a little cut of a tarp I have. I want to definitely double it up over the table here. So I'm just putting this piece of tarp I have cut up over there. And then once I put the other tarp over it, that'll be doubled up. A lot of just messing with it. I'm gonna have to, it's hard to explain, to overlap it. I'm gonna have to attach just this one side here so I can actually move the tarp back over. And the same with the next tarp that I put over. I'm gonna have to put that down, attach it on this one side. That way I can move it over so I can get up on the ladder. When I bring the whole big tarp over this thing, I can screw it down and create a seam and then pull the tarp over and attach it. So it's a little complicated trying to piece these two tarps together. I added some more rafters up here. It'll look pretty cool once I get the tarp over it, especially this one hanging down. That'll be kind of decorative here. We're working on it. I really like seeing it take shape with this tarp over the table and the porch here. That's pretty cool already. I have this huge brand new 30 by 30 that I'm gonna pull over the whole shelter and make that whole roof new again. So anybody want any cats? I seem to have got stuck with some cats that I don't want, and they love jumping and running on top of the shelter with their sharp claws and putting holes all in my roof. Anybody want some cats? Starting to look cool. So this is what I'm talking about out here. Now that I have this tarp over the extension of the garage that we added, let me show you up top here. Let's climb up here. Ow. Of course I bump my head every time I get up here. But as you can see, now we have this seam overlapping the tarp that we added. So I can't get to that part of the tarp and screw it down so it'll be secure. So now I have to lift all this tarp up, pull it closer so I can get up on the ladder and add some screws in the seam to hold it down and stop the wind from blowing it. So that's a little bit of the obstacle about overlapping a tarp. I had to lay this out to get it right, get it flat, so I could screw the seam down here underneath this one to secure it. So now that I pulled this over, I have to pull this one back up so I can get to it to pull that tight. And then once I put some screws in this, then I can lay it over again and then secure the outside. And I'm noticing I need to add a piece in here because I want it to hang over at least 2 foot. So I have that kind of hang out for the rain to fall and not come in, because I want my little wash area right here. And during the summer, I'll probably open this back up so I have a view, but I'll probably put some plastic up here for the winter time to block some wind from coming through here into the hangout. And to be honest, it doesn't look that great right now, but I might actually just leave this hanging also for the winter time. That'll be block a little bit of wind, and it'll be like a curtain where I can just ride the four-wheeler through here and just deal with it flapping. But I think that'll hold in some heat, block some wind. I don't know, we'll see what I decide to do here. Eventually, when it's permanent, I would definitely cut it, kind of give it a fold maybe, so it'll have a double layer. And it's not gonna be hanging over this. I'm gonna leave this hanging out because I'm gonna put my solar light on it. So the tarp's not gonna be hanging over that like that. It'll be hanging over just that piece there. So I got some trimming and some more creativity to do with that in this area. Look at that. Brand spanking new. This is a 20 mil tarp. The last one was 16. This is a big, heavy 20 mil, 30 by 30. I really need to do something with these walls. I'd really like to actually put wood, have wooden walls, wooden siding. I don't know. Here's the back here. Got my little door here, just a tarp door. Put some wood on it to weigh it down here. Air compressor, little storage room. Got the white wall on the back. It's awesome for letting light inside. We got the garage exit here, four-wheeler exit. I use it mostly as the exit because it's such a hill. Like if I have a load of firewood and I'm trying to drive up this hill, ride up this hill, it doesn't do too well. So I try to have this as the exit. And look at that. Brand spanking new. And the back wall is the same. I would love to add some wood eventually. I don't know, one day if I ever get to it. I'm trying to focus on milling for the shop. And here's the part we added. I got these hanging out. I need to trim them. I like to put a piece of tarp hanging out like 2 foot and build us a wall here because the door is over here. That's what I was talking about right there, is that part hanging over the seam there. I need to put some screws in it and attach it to stop the wind from blowing it. And the only way I'm gonna be able to get to it is to pull all of this tarp, loosen it up, pull it back up there so I can take my ladder and put some screws in that seam there and then pull it back down. Figure out what I'm gonna do with this. I think I'm gonna leave it ugly and hanging like this for the winter. Even with no fire going, just the hot coals, I can feel it a whole lot better having this up here, and I guess having kind of that wind being blocked from that tarp hanging down. I can feel a lot more heat already just from these hot coals. So this roof is definitely gonna add some awesomeness. And when it rains, I'll still be able to have stuff on my table, be able to sharpen my saws while it's raining. Dang right. We have a double layer in the garage now. As you can see, you can't even see the light through the tarp anymore. We got that tarp over it. So now we got the 16 mil and the 20 mil over it. And then over the bed and the area in here, we have a 16 mil, another 16 mil, and the 20 mil over that. So it's triple layered. Complete awesomeness. Over the table here, we have, I think, 2 layers of 16 mil. We got the 16 mil that I put over it first, and then the other 16 mil that goes over this part. So for now, we just have 1 layer over the garage, which should be fine. I'm not storing anything important out here. I would like to start storing some firewood right here. Have a whole nice row here for firewood. Got the four-wheeler trail. And now I would really like to work on the wash station here. And that's what I was talking about, my decorative piece kind of hanging down. It's not even really holding up the tarp. It's just up there as some structure. But we got it all framed up. And it's running all through over the porch here and the table. Got us chicken salad. Check this out. Got us some lights. Oh yeah. There's covered table porch with some lights. Got us a dog. And some fire. Oh yeah. Oh, that feels real nice, don't it, Timber? Smoke's still going up right by my roof. Not bad.